Hey guys, we're going live here. We've got Ammon Bundy on the phone, and he is live from solitary confinement after being beat up and traumatized all night. And this is at the CCA for-profit prison in Pahrump, Nevada. And so I'm going to turn it over to Ammon. If you guys can hear him, please let me know. It's a little bit of a difficult situation here, but we're going to do the best that we can. Ammon, go ahead and say hi.
So, anyway, I just wanted everybody to, I don't know, maybe understand a little bit the situation. I want...
Ammon, tell us what you...
This call is from an inmate facility.
The main thing I want you to believe my wife. I don't want people calling her a liar.
We believe her, Ammon. Tell us what...
I know.
Tell us what you have been through. She said that there were moments that you actually had circulation being cut off and you thought that they were going to kill you.
Well...
What happened?
They didn't like that I had a shirt hung over my bunk bed, I guess. So the guy took it, and that's fine and dandy, but the problem is if you don't have your shirt, they won't, then you can't get breakfast the next morning because they won't let you eat unless you have a shirt. And my other two shirts were in the laundry, so anyway, I tried to get it back, and he refused, and then Ryan got involved, and he tried to get it back, and anyway, then they decided to use force on us, and drug Ryan out in the hallway. Actually, they said that they wanted to talk to Ryan out in the hallway, and so he went out there willingly and talked to him, and I told him that I wanted to keep an eye on him, because I was afraid of what they might do to him, and they said all they want to do is talk to him. That's all they said. Anyway, he talked out there for a while, and the next thing you know, they're hauling him down the hallway. And then they came in, and I demanded to know what they were going to do with Ryan, and they wouldn't tell me. And the other people in the pod were upset because they saw how the guy lied and told them that we had assaulted him, the guard, you know, and they were upset. So the pod was upset, and they wanted me to get out of into the hallway so they could do what they wanted to do with me without worrying about the other inmates. And so they grabbed me and dragged me out and beat me to the ground and kneed me, you know, and hit me and shoved their fingers in my ears and behind my ears. And anyway,
can you tell us the
handcuffed me. And
can you tell us the names of any of the guards who were assaulting you?
No, and I don't want to quite go there yet, Kelly.
Okay.
I know maybe I should, but I don't want to be like them. I don't want to I don't want to retaliate.
I know. That's fine. I'm just asking.
They need accountability, but I don't know. Maybe I have more faith in people saying what was wrong. The problem is the tyrants.
They are. They
don't recognize themselves. Just justify it all. I mean, I don't even get it. I can't think that way, and
okay, so
I don't get it.
They took you into a shower stall.
They dragged me down, yeah, and they took me down into.
This call is from an inmate facility.
Threw me in a shower. It's probably about a 3x3 block, brick shower. It has a metal door on the back side of it, and I'm handcuffed. And they did take my leg irons off, but my leg irons had cut around my ankles and both my legs, so they were bleeding.
Your ankles were bleeding.
And then, Yeah, both of them, because of the trip down the long hallway with the leg irons on. And then I'm handcuffed behind my back. They got my arms turned out, so that really bad position. And then with that little room, I could just crunch up, and I could never get any comfortable. I could stand up, but after a couple hours of that, I'd have to go back. Then I was hurting my shoulders.
And you were handcuffed this whole time?
Yeah, behind my back, and they were tight, and my hands were starting to swell up, and cutting circulation off my hands. Kept having to move my hands to keep circulation in my hands. And
how long were you
right
in there?
shoulder, I was in there for 13 hours. And they were telling me that I was going to be in there for 72 hours. But I think the reason why they abandoned that was because Ryan was calling. He could see a little bit of the shower from his cell. So he was calling her, trying to, I think that's what brought a lot of attention. And
this call is from an inmate facility.
Mentioned one time that Nye County was going to come and investigate. And I think that's what, I don't know who said that, but whoever said that was wise in saying that, because they began to act different once that was said.
They didn't actually come and investigate?
I've never seen them or talked to them. No, I still would like to. I'd like to tell them what's going on. I'd like to show them my hands and stuff.
You want to speak to the sheriff?
Either that or the commissioners.
Okay.
They have a responsibility to protect the people's rights in this county.
Yeah, they do.
And just because this facility has a federal contract, it doesn't negate their responsibility to protect the people that are within the boundaries of their county.
No, the contract does not give
what's happening here.
The contract does not give them the right to abuse anybody. No contract gives somebody the right to treat people the way that they are treating you and many other prisoners. What you're experiencing, you are bringing light to what many other people across this country are going through, Ammon. And I commend you for being bold enough to share your story so that people can get involved and people can tell their neighbors what's going on and how we need to get to the jails and set these people free, all of them. If you guys are not going to receive due process, then there's no reason for you to be sitting in these jail cells just to be tortured and abused. This isn't America. No. This isn't how we do things.
No. Well, what they wanted from me is they wanted nothing but for me to submit. They wanted my spirit. They wanted to that's all they want.
Yeah. And
so I spent, because they're like, well, we'll take your handcuffs off if you'll just strip and
this call is from an inmate facility.
And do what we tell you to. And that's all they want, Kelly.
I know.
And it's no different than, I don't know, but it seems no different to me than any other torture. When we think about tortures and torture chambers, they drag you in and they throw you in there and then they inflict physical pain on you to get you to, do what they want you to do or admit to something that they want you to admit or deny something that they want you to deny, but it's all through force, and that's what I just experienced. And
you are absolutely you're absolutely a prisoner of war, Ammon. There's no other way around it. You are a prisoner of war.
Well, it got pretty, I don't know, I was quite a bit of pain, in there, and I couldn't sleep because I'd been up, the day, and then all through the night, about 30 hours, almost 30 hours, I think. Yeah, it's probably right around 30 hours since I had been able to, I was in there without sleep, and then I had to, I had to go to the bathroom, and There's no place. So I just did that in the drain, but then that was difficult.
Right there in the 3-foot by 3-foot shower that they left you in for 13 hours is where you also had used the bathroom.
Well, yeah, there's no other choice. I mean, I had to go to the bathroom twice, and then I didn't want to use, there's no water, and of course they don't feed you, but there's a shower there, but the problem is if I turn the shower on, it's too small, I would have got wet, and the temperature is already at the point, and probably because of, the shock of my body and stuff, I was already shivering and shaking. I didn't want to get wet because I felt that I would be really cold then, and anyway, so then they kept telling me that if I don't submit, that they're going to escalate the force on me. And I just kept telling them that, look, they don't have a right to do what they're doing. And they can't, they don't have a right to torture me just because they are not willing to give them what they want. And so anyway, then, so at probably around close to noon or something today, I think, they came in with like a SWAT team. They're fully geared up, like riot gear. I've never seen it in here before like that. And they opened the door and they drug me out. And at that point, I could, I was still in my handcuffs, and it was hard to get up and walk. But they weren't too mean to me. They weren't. They did help me up and walked me over to my cell and to the hole, and they took me in there and they made me lay face on my ground while several of them were on my back. And then they handcuffed me, and I could barely move my arms, so they had to move my arms for me to put because they said as soon as they handcuffed me that I was supposed to put my arms on my head, but I couldn't do it because of the position I was in for so long, and because of the circulation of my arms, and still, anyway, it's still difficult to move my arms. So they used their hands to grab my arms and put my hand on my head, and then they stripped me all the way down to nothing, rolled me over, did their inspections, threw the clothes out the door, backed out and shut the door and left me naked in the cell.
And that's where you are right now?
Well, the guard that looks over the hole here, he got my garments, my undergarments, and he threw them back through the latch, and so I was able to put those on. And that's where I'm at right now.
And how long do they plan to leave you in the hole? Until we come and get you out?
I don't know. I have no idea. The thing is we have to understand that in their eyes, this is all my fault. And I don't know.
It's not your fault, Ammon.
I could be a good.
This call is from an inmate facility.
I'm just not a good prisoner.
You're not a good slave.
Not a good prisoner.
You're not a good slave.
I know, but
that's all. This isn't your fault.
If I would just comply and accept, I could probably be a lot easier in here, but I don't know.
If you comply and accept, then that's what we are.
You have 1 minute remaining.
Then that's what we are to do out here as well. And there's a group of us that'll get together, and we'll fly down to Nevada, and we'll be there by this weekend, and we'll bring as many elected officials as we can, and we will make sure that you have a meeting with either commissioners or the sheriff. So you can mark my words.
I'm telling you,
we will come. Okay, we'll come. John will come.
I really believe, not for my sake, but for the sake of what might happen to somebody else. They intended on leaving me in there for 72 hours, and it would almost have killed me. I'm certain of it. 13 hours was enough.
Well, you have 500 listeners right now. Do you think they'll let you call back in?
Your time is up.
So that was Ammon Bundy from CCA, Pahrump, Nevada Detention Center, hostage center, where he had a shirt hanging off of the edge of his bed last night, so they drug him out at 10 p.m. and threw him in a 3-foot by 3-foot room shower for 13 hours with no food and water. And after that, he was stripped naked and thrown into solitary confinement with no clothes. And it was one guard who came and brought him back his garments. America, wake up! This is not the land of the free and the home of the brave. Wake up! We need people. We need funds going to the attorneys. AmmonBundyDefense.com. 500 viewers right now. Each of you go and donate $5 right now so that we can get Ammon's attorney, who is not in Nevada, Morgan Philpott, down there to Nevada to be fighting for him. He should already be in Nevada, and the only reason he's not in Nevada is because of funds, because he doesn't financially have the means to be there staying for the next year fighting this battle for Ammon. So he's left dependent on Dan Hill, his court-appointed attorney, who obviously has not intervened and done anything in this situation. We, the people, stepped up and made phone calls to the jail. That is why he was taken out of the hole after 13 hours, when they were going to leave him there for 72 hours. Did you guys hear his voice? It didn't even sound like Ammon Bundy. Can you imagine what his family is going through, knowing how he's suffering? We have to do more. No more rallies. We have to have protests. We have to have. We need to be flooding online media. We need to be contacting all of the elected officials. Everybody needs to be calling the Nye County Sheriff Department and demanding that he go in there and speak to Ammon Bundy. Demanding. He needs to call. He needs to go do a well check on Ammon Bundy. His ankles were cut from the shackles that they drug him down the hall and down the stairs with. He was handcuffed for 13 hours with his hands behind his back in a 3-foot by 3-foot shower, and then thrown naked into solitary confinement. If this is not the time for the people to rise up and say, absolutely not on my watch, then when is the time? These men have been convicted of no crimes. They will be acquitted. He will be acquitted in his trial. I absolutely guarantee that. So now this man will have suffered along with the others who have stood strong, like Ryan Bundy, who says, I will not comply with unlawful orders. That's very un-American of anybody to comply with unlawful orders. If it's a bad law, you don't comply with it. He had every right to keep his garments in there with him and not have them taken out of his room last night. They're bullying him. They're not complying with unlawful orders. That is what a proud American does. That's not what a terrorist does. Ammon Bundy and Ryan Bundy will submit to lawful orders. This is not law. This is abuse. This is a human warehouse. This facility is making money off abusing these people. Tax-paying dollars, federal dollars are going to this facility so that they can do exactly what they just did to Ammon Bundy. 13 hours in a cell, in a shower with his hands behind his back. And when people called the sheriff, you know what he said this morning? It's a private facility. You have to contact the marshals. We've contacted the marshals. They don't care. You can't call one of their own who put Ammon in there and complain to them about the treatment. They don't care. This might as well be a concentration camp, where if somebody crossed the line because of their nationality or their religious beliefs or the war that we were in the middle of, whatever reason, they're thrown into this camp and they're disposed of like they're an animal. That's what we're in right now, you guys. This is not America. This is not America that we wave our flag supposedly representing. We're not there anymore. We need funds for the attorneys. We need people on the ground protesting. We need a group of people going down to that jail tomorrow morning and not standing outside, but marching all the way up to the doors, ringing the bell and saying, I'm here to see the warden. I would like to know when Ammon Bundy will be taken out of solitary confinement. And I would like to know when he will be reimbursed for the abuse that you were paid for to put on him in that hole. That's what we want to know. We need to be going up to the doors. If we need to fly into town, let's get there. Okay, I'll get there, John will get there, we'll go down there, we'll go up to the gate, march in and say, we are here to speak to the warden and we're not leaving until we speak to the warden. We've got to do more, you guys. We've got to do more. We cannot forget these people. We have to do more. I don't know if he's going to be able to call back. I think he should have already called back. So I'm going to end this because this is his family's live stream. So their page. Remember Ammon Bundy, AmmonBundyDefense.com. Go and support that. And also call the CCA, Southern Nevada Detention Center / Hostage Center, and tell them tomorrow, sorry, it's .com. Do I keep saying .org? Thank you, William. It's .com. And tell them tomorrow that you don't approve of the treatment that they're giving, that they, as a jail, even if they're private, they should be making sure they are not holding people unconstitutionally, because otherwise they become a hostage facility. So before they check people in, they should be asking the wardens, they should be asking the marshals, is this person being denied bail? And if the answer is yes, it needs to be, why is he being denied bail? We can't take him in here if he's being unconstitutionally denied bail, because then we are basically involved now in your conspiracy to abuse the American people, and we can't get paid to be a part of a conspiracy and abuse the American people. So if you're going to deny him bail, we have to know why first, and we have to approve that reason, right? Capital offenses, they have to be a true threat to society, killing people. This facility is saying it's not our business why they were denied bail, we're just holding him here. What a wonderful baseball bat for the government to have a facility with guards and handcuffs and guns that won't even ask the question, who am I holding? They should be asking the question, who am I holding? Why am I holding them here? Why is that not the obligation of the government or the prosecution or the marshals to prove that the people they are sending to this facility truly belong in this facility, and that no laws are being broken, and that this isn't some political agenda where they're using this facility to beat people up? That's exactly what they're doing. Call them tomorrow and tell them that we don't, as the American people, don't approve of what they're doing, and we're going to come down there and start camping out on their doorstep. So if they don't want to have to deal with a whole bunch of us, then they better figure out how to deal with Ammon Bundy, because we the people are sick and tired of hearing about good Americans being abused for profit. CCA, for-profit prison. By the way, Donald Trump has lots of funds and stocks in for-profit prisons. So why don't we get a hold of Donald Trump also and let him know what's going on in these for-profit prisons and ask him if he'll go ahead and pull his stock out of them, because making money on a human warehouse is just un-American. That's all. God bless you guys. Thanks for calling today. It definitely helped. AmmonBundyDefense.com, and pray for his family and also for him, because you could hear it in his voice that this man is broken. And he needs the American people to be out standing in front of that jail fighting for him. So thanks, guys. God bless.
Will the feds turn Bundy into a martyr? The government set the stage for this embarrassment, so they must own the results. Will the feds turn Ammon Bundy into a martyr? By Sherry Duvale. Ammon Bundy was tortured in the Pahrump federal prison this week. He was shackled and placed in a 3-foot by 3-foot shower stall, and left for 13 hours with no food and water. He was told that they originally intended to keep him cuffed and stuffed in that stall for 72 hours, with no food and no water. They then intended to remove him from the stall, take him to medical and insert an IV so as to keep him from dying. Pahrump CCA Detention Center. The plans were cut short when several SWAT team members, dressed in full tactical gear, forcefully removed him from this shower stall and stripped him naked. They proceeded to inspect his naked body as he lay on the floor. He was not able to raise his arms above his head, as instructed, due to the pain he had been in for the previous 13 hours. They had to help him comply. His legs were bleeding from the shackles and he had trouble walking. Again, they had to help him. He was thrown into solitary confinement, still without his clothing. Later, a guard stuffed his undergarments through the hole in the door. Ammon is of the firm belief that if he had been left in that stall for the full 72 hours it would have probably killed him. Hear his words in this video. All of this abuse was video recorded by the guards at the Nevada Southern Detention Center, Pahrump. There is evidence of this assault. When word reached the public, it went viral. We wrote about it, along with several other alternative news outlets. Videos were made. Calls began to officials from Nevada to Washington, D.C. Yet, Ammon still sits in solitary. A call to action has gone out to rally in Pahrump and protest this torture. The federal government has responded by locking down the prison and refusing all inmates any visitors. This seems to be an attempt to turn the prison inmate population against the political prisoners, specifically Ammon Bundy. This writer received a message from the Nevada Department of Corrections Inspector General's office. I spoke with a very nice woman named Brooke Keast, who wanted to assure me that their particular department cannot intervene in the federal facilities. I was very happy to arrange a phone call with her. She was extremely polite and seemed to genuinely want to help when we talked. However, during our call, she happened to mention that she was standing next to Mari St. Martin, the Communications Director and Public Information Officer for Governor Brian Sandoval. St. Martin, in turn, happened to be standing next to Governor Sandoval. Based on the discussion, it would seem that Governor Sandoval had not been informed of the situation playing out in his state. He has now been informed. I hope to see a public statement from his office in the near future. If I don't, I will be sure to call his office, probably via Ms. St. Martin, and ask why. Continuing my discussion with Ms. Keast, she told me how things should be handled, and, of course, how they are handled in the state facilities. She also recommended that we contact the warden directly, to start with. I expect to be hearing from Ms. Keast again. I will let you know when that happens. The Geneva Conventions is a body of public international law, also known as the humanitarian law of armed conflicts, whose purpose is to provide minimum protections, standards of humane treatment, and fundamental guarantees of respect to individuals who become victims of armed conflicts. Convention I includes, the Convention prohibits execution without judgment, torture, and assaults upon personal dignity, Article 3. It also grants them the right to proper medical treatment and care. Convention 4 includes, civilians are afforded the protections from inhumane treatment and attack afforded in the First Convention. The Article 3 of Geneva Conventions covered, for the first time, situations of non-international armed conflicts, types of which vary greatly. They include traditional civil wars or internal armed conflicts that spill over into other states, countries. It requires humane treatment for all persons in enemy hands, without any adverse distinction. It specifically prohibits murder, mutilation, torture, cruel, humiliating and degrading treatment, the taking of hostages and unfair trial. Remember that the prosecution called this an armed conflict. They set the stage for this embarrassment, so they must own the results. The treatment that these political prisoners are enduring are a direct violation of the accords that this country entered into and ratified. Additionally, keeping in mind that these men have not been convicted of any crime, they are supposed to be treated as innocent until proven guilty, as guaranteed by the U.S. Constitution. The Sixth Amendment to the U.S. Constitution guarantees the right to a speedy trial. Furthermore, federal law requires that a trial commence within 70 days. 18 U.S. Code 3161, c. 1. In any case in which a plea of not guilty is entered, the trial of a defendant charged in an information or indictment with the commission of an offense shall commence within 70 days from the filing date, and making public, of the information or indictment, or from the date the defendant has appeared before a judicial officer of the court in which such charge is pending, whichever date last occurs. If a defendant consents in writing to be tried before a magistrate judge on a complaint, the trial shall commence within 70 days from the date of such consent. The fact that they have been held for over 400 days, with no trial yet in sight, makes their detention a part of the National Defense Authorization Act, NDAA. The NDAA allows for trial-free, indefinite detention of anyone, including American citizens, so long as the government calls them terrorists. Remember Harry Reid. The government, aided by Judge Gloria Navarro, has continuously denied these defendants all of their constitutionally guaranteed rights, as expected under the NDAA. Navarro has also repeatedly refused them bail. Accused murderers have been offered bail, including a case just this week in North Idaho, in which the suspect is being held until he can come up with $1 million. Regardless of whether or not he can come up with the money, he was offered the chance for pre-trial release. Our federal government has specifically set out to defy their own laws. And they do so without fear of retribution. Where is Jeff Sessions and Donald Trump? Can they tell us if this is a case for the NDAA, or a case for the U.S. Constitution? Photo, Facebook. Sharon Wehrle is the sheriff of Nye County, Nevada. Her office has been bombarded with calls. They have decided to become a part of the problem, instead of the solution. They state that only a person with personal knowledge can make a written complaint, and this is the only complaint they will investigate. So, only the prisoners, who have already been threatened with new charges of insurrection if they complain, can file the complaint. But, the sheriff will not send anyone out there to get the complaint. Catch-22. Is it any wonder that the guards believe they, too, are above the law? Someone needs to be held accountable. What is their purpose? This is a good question. The case can be made that Ammon Bundy will end up as a martyr for the U.S. Constitution. People are rallying around him from each state in the Union. If something should happen to this man, there seems sure to be a considerable reaction. We have already had one martyr in Lavoy Finicum. Will the federal government insist on another? Could that be the goal, or just the unintended consequence? History shows us how bad the government will come out of this, if they end up turning Bundy into a martyr. There are many smart people in government. You think any one of them would have thought this through? Start your phone calls to the warden. Continue the phone calls to the governor. Keep going up the chain, to Attorney General Jeff Sessions and President Trump. Cite these laws. Remind them they are here to enforce, and to obey the laws they enforce. We will reach someone that can stop this barbaric treatment. Here is a list of numbers you can use. Please call as many as you can, and you can do this repeatedly until the situation is resolved. Charlotte Collins, Warden. 2190 East Mesquite Avenue. Pahrump, Nevada 89060. T. 775-751-4500. F. 775-751-8763. Sheriff Sharon Wehrle. Sheriff's Office Headquarters. 1520 East Basin Road. Pahrump, Nevada 89060. Phone. Records. 775-751-7011. Non-emergencies. 775-751-7000. Detention. 775-751-7027. CCA Corporate Office, Southern Nevada Detention Center. 10 Burton Hills Boulevard. Nashville, Tennessee 37215. P. 615-263-3000. P. 1-800-624-2931. State Attorney General. Office of the Attorney General. 100 North Carson Street. Carson City, Nevada 89701. Phone, 775-684-1100. Fax, 775-684-1108. Website, ag.state.nv.us. Nevada Governor Brian Sandoval. Carson City. State Capitol Building. 101 North Carson Street. Carson City, Nevada 89701. Phone, 775-684-5670. Fax, 775-684-5683. U.S. Attorney General Jeff Sessions. 1-202-514-2001. Senator Dean Heller. Las Vegas. 8930 West Sunset Road. Suite 230. Las Vegas, Nevada 89148. Phone 702-388-6605. Fax 702-388-6501. Washington, D.C. 324 Hart Senate Office Building, Washington, D.C. 20510. Phone 202-224-6244. Fax 202-228-6753. President Donald J. Trump. Phone numbers. Comments 202-456-1111. Switchboard 202-456-1414.
Hey Charlotte County, this is Charlotte County COPWATCH, and I wanted to explain what fair use is. You can use pieces of news articles if you're doing it for news reporting, you have commentary, and you're doing it for education purposes. So that's what fair use is, as you can see right here. Another reason why I wanted to make this video is to let you know I have just joined with Patreon. A nice thing with Patreon, I make no money on YouTube. They took the money away years ago, and so this is another way to give, and it's a nice thing too because you can give monthly. You can give $1, $5, $10, whatever. I do 4 to 5 hours a day on trying to wake the sheeple up on how corrupt it is and different ways that you can fight the corruption. So Patreon is a way that you can do it, and then of course the old way is still there. Donate to Charlotte County COPWATCH with PayPal or credit card. So keep that in mind. 4 to 5 hours a day. I make no money, but the corruption happened to me and I'm sick of it, so I'm trying to wake people up. But my wife would love it if if we could get some help out there. There's 47,000 subscribers. Just think if each one of you subscribers just gave let's say actually yes, $1 a month. 47,000 subscribers gave $1 a month. That would be awesome. That's not going to happen. But anyways, that would be great if it did happen. But do the math in your head. Just think about it. Like I said, 4 to 5 hours a day. I get no money from YouTube. YouTube has gone nuts. You can't do anything anymore. They're taking the money away everywhere. So these are a couple different ways that you can still help out with all this time that I put in. And as you know, I'm in a special situation where, at least I can do it. 4 to 5 hours a day. We have a cleaning company during the day. That's what allows me to do this, and we're debt free. So this is my hobby. I don't go fishing and all that other crap. I try to save the world. So help me out to make the wife happy, man. In fact, if you guys did give $1 a day, and there was 47,000 of you, and you did it, and each of you gave $1, and that was every month, oh my God, yes, I could quit. I could start suing them. Another idea too that we have is, if I got some funds, we could actually contact everyone that has been ticketed and or arrested and put in jail and start sending them postcards to let them know we're here, and to see if everything went all right, and if it didn't, find out their story. So we could even do more investigations and more lawsuits. Lawsuits take money. So just think about that. 47,000 of you so far right now. $1 a day. $1 a month on Patreon, or $5 a month Patreon, 10, 20, whatever. Just do the math in your head, help out. This is a lot of work every single day. Thanks.